Hey there guys, this is Reckles with WTBGold, and welcome to Weekly WoW Gold, where we bring you all of your gold making information from around the internet in under 5 minutes. Now, that's actually a complete lie. I have never hit the goal of 5 minutes, and it's kind of just a joke to me now. And I haven't done one of these in so long that I've been able to grow a luscious beard. I actually don't like it. I think I'm gonna get rid of it because I feel kind of like a mix between like Teen Wolf and like some really creepy old man. So if this is the only show you watch, a quick summary of what's been going on. The channel has been exploding recently. It's super exciting. I kind of don't know what to do, but we're coming up on 25,000 subs, so I'm probably gonna bottle all my excitement and save it for that video. Only thing I do want to say is that I've kind of found my groove. So videos for WoW are coming out on Tuesday and Saturday. Heroes of the Storm is on Thursday, and then Overwatch is on Sunday. So 4 videos a week. I've been able to keep a pretty consistent schedule and not kill myself. It's nice. I like it. So what's been going on in WoW? The pre-patch is freaking here. So I'm actually gonna try to wrap this up quickly because I want to go play video games. I put a video out a couple days ago talking about how to make gold with the pre-patch. There's a pet, there's some BOEs. There, you now know everything I talked about in the video. And there's no need for you to go watch it. But it's pretty. So go click. The Legion developers, though, have been doing a really good job of putting out weekly podcast type things where they talk about what's going on during the development and answer some of the questions that we have, keeping that conversation open and transparent so no one's freaking out at launch because they are changing a lot. In fact, all of your rotations, all of your abilities are either gone or changed. Like Whirlwind doesn't cost any rage now for warriors. That's great, but at the same time, the talent system is crazy and there are no more glyphs. So learn your new rotation, do some research, and practice the rotation for your class. That's going to be one of the best things you can do for actually making gold, is just knowing how to do damage. But one of the interesting things Ion Hazzikostas said was that they're thinking of going back and re-examining scaling in early stages. As y'all know, even without heirloom gear, all the BOA awesomeness, you just go through and one-shot all the mobs level 1 to level 40, essentially. So he said that generally they try to stick to an average kill time per enemy of about 12 seconds. Now, when you don't have any abilities, you don't want to be sitting there shooting one guy for 12 seconds, but they don't want it to be 1 second or 3 seconds. So they're going to readjust this. What does this have to do with gold making? Well, there are some things like the Valentine's Day pets and the ethereal soul shards. You can farm up things at a lower level, like turn your XP gain off and just sit around and farm something where you can just one-shot mobs. Now, if that's going away, it's worth knowing about. There was another interesting thing, though, that I actually almost got into a fight with the Gold Queen about. I called her, I was about to call her out behind the flagpole and just wrestle. Like, we were going to go at it. Turns out we're all on the same page, though. Now, what she recommends is for new players or people just coming back to WoW is to take Double Gatherer for your professions, at least initially. And then after you get a whole bunch of Blood of Sargeras, switch one of those to a crafting profession, and then you've got this big bank of bloods. Now, there was another podcast with the profession designer where he was talking about how the Blood of Sargeras, a lot of people thought that crafters didn't get as many bloods as gatherers, and that was actually just kind of they didn't roll out the blood quests and the ways you can get the bloods as fast on the crafting professions as they did on the gathering professions.
So just like the way that the implementation process went, it just the drops were put there before they were put somewhere else. Not that was the goal for it to only ever be there.
Exactly.
Right.
Yes.
He said, Blizzard is attempting to tune Blood of Sargeras to be a metric of how much you play the game. So if you play more, you'll have more bloods. If you don't play as much, you won't have as many bloods. And you use them for crafting professions. Now, is there any reason to have a double gatherer if they don't have anything to spend it on? I have one thing you can use it on and one proposal for Blizzard if you're watching. First, you can spend it on Obliterum, and this is something that raises your eye level by 5 for each Obliterum you use, and it takes a certain amount of bloods. And this actually explains why they aren't making bloods BOE, sellable on the auction house. It's because you can buy WoW tokens with money and then get in-game gold, and then you can buy gear on the auction house, and then if you could then buy Obliterum, a million Obliterum, you could raise your eye level up to the maximum it could go, and you could be the best geared person on your server without ever doing any raids, without ever doing anything, and they absolutely do not want WoW to be pay to play, or pay to win. In my opinion, it's overall still worth it because you're saving time on your farming routes, and if you go double crafter, for instance, you're giving yourself the opportunity to either spend your bloods on this or spend your bloods on this, and you just determine which is most profitable. And when it comes to cooldown materials, you want to always spend your cooldown materials on the most profitable thing, and bloods are just a way to gate professions a little bit. And other than Obliterum, I actually do have a suggestion you could use for double gatherers, since we don't have anything to spend it on. Have just some kind of like reputation gated pet, maybe Reckle's rusty pitchfork, and it's just like the magic broom, just a pitchfork pet that we could sell on the auction house, make a little bit of gold, so we don't feel like it's just a complete waste. And hey, you've already got the model made, right? Alright, got some more tips, but I have a couple channels that I want to recommend. One is Curto Hugos, which I believe is Spanish for Kurt Plays Games. He's a World of Warcraft player, mostly does Blizzard stuff, but he's got this series called the Noob series. He does videos in Spanish, as does Prince Jaume. Both of these guys are great. They have like 100 or 200,000 subscribers, and they just do Blizzard content. And even if you don't speak Spanish, the reason why you should check these guys out is because you remember that tip I did about a year ago, maybe 6 months ago, where I said, smelt ghost iron ore because the bars are selling for 10 gold and the ore is only selling for 1 gold. Well, no one was talking about this back then, but I saw on a German YouTuber's channel, he had about 200 subs. He just put out videos every couple of months. I translated the video, and that's what he was saying to do. And now it's just something you do regularly. Smelting is just one of the ways of making gold now. So different languages, different servers operate differently. They have different economies, and there are different tricks to making gold that you can pick and choose from to bring over to your market. Also, I want to give a big shout out to Hype Down. You may have seen him in the comments. He's become kind of a fan of the channel, and it's great to see him hanging around. This guy's name is Aaron Lee, and he does mainly PvP content, but he's awesome. As y'all know, I don't really PvP, but this guy has one video where it's a holy paladin, unholy death knight, and a demon hunter doing threes. And like just a night, I'll put a video right here of them. I think this is against a shaman, but just obliterating the shaman.
Now I don't know if any healer can pretty much heal through this. You gotta go out and go balls to the fucking wall when you're going up against us. Now I'm just trying to kill some totems. I'm just trying to, be pro at the moment. But I was like, you know what? Fuck the totems. I'm just gonna go ham. So now I'm just trying to dump out some more runic power as I'm doing some score strikes. And because they're all together, I'm using Outbreak too, because don't forget, when you use Outbreak, you're cleaving the whole team, so you're pretty much doing a Blade Storm.
He was healing too. Like, I don't know if you could see, but he was healing. And my last recommended channel for today is John Law. Now, this guy will occasionally do WoW content, but check this guy out. You know how PewDiePie or Markiplier or Jacksepticeye, they'll have 90 videos on Happy Wheels. It's like, how do you have 90 videos on one thing? John Law is on episode 776 of his Elder Scroll walkthrough. Trust me, as a YouTuber, at that point, like, you are just passionate and in love with that game. So go check him out to see some passion. And the final video I want to talk about before I go and play me some Legion is Noobtastic put out a video about how to make gold with cooking. Make 125 stat food. Pretty easy. He walked through, says he takes 5 gold to make each item, sells it for 20 gold, and he says he sells 100 of these a day, and on rated days he can sell 100 of each. So, like, we're going to experience a shift in gold making during Legion, and this is what gold making is. They're bringing this back of like, oh, how much does it cost to craft this? Okay, how much does it cost to sell the crafted materials? Cool, we made money. And then you just do that with lots and lots of different things. Alright, that's it. I'm gonna go play some Legion. So, I'll see y'all later. Bye!